Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you some old footage of London I've captured over the years, give you a view of London and how it's developed and influenced my work. I've been filming London for the last 20 years and have seen the skyline fly up with massive redevelopments and huge social changes. While the media has focused on Brexit in the last few years, billions was being spent in the city. The UK was not short of money. It's surprising that so many have not realised how much is being spent on this pandemic already. Don't you wonder where money comes from? London was a fascinating place once and it had a lot of magic to it. It has a beautiful design and incredible for photography. But there are some very strange places, especially the city, with the high-rise parts, the creepy streets and eerie design. I've time-lapsed and filmed a lot over the years and always wanted to capture the history. I've seen a lot of movement, patterns and observed how the light, buildings and locations connect to one another. St Paul's is a major location in London and no coincidence that they built a cathedral there. Before the Romans and the buildings were built in the city, these were Druidic settlements and places of worship. We later on found out that these sites were built on something called Lley Lines. A Lley line is also known as a dragon line. These are using the magnetic energy field of the earth. The Romans built roads and buildings on these lines and connected to all these points, using it to promote Christianity and their own agendas. Megalithic sites, stone circles, burial chambers, all sorts of natural places that harness the earth's energy were used to enforce the Roman Empire. Although the Druids weren't all light, they believed and worked with the land cycles, worshipped the earth. I know some of you understand this, but I want to reach out to the people at the beginning of it and they can understand how this matrix is created. So London, UK and the rest of the world have these ley lines crossing all over major cities and particular landmarks, the pyramids, the Vatican, Washington DC. The financial creators harnessed the earth's energy and learnt the science of alchemy. So then that reinforces the intention they wish to create. By operating from these points and performing their own rituals and forms of magic, they can cast a synthetic illusion through the grid. Yes, the physical world is real, but they can influence and determine outcomes. They don't always go to plan, of course. As I've said before, there are many factors to all of this. So one of my biggest influences was a film called Coina Squatsi, the title meaning life out of balance. In the film, we see a series of time lapses and scenes where we see how the human race live and maneuvers in the world. You can see how all cities and humans operate pretty much the same way, and there's a design to reality. All this is no secret, but only kept from the public eye due to the interests of power and wealth. This is a hidden science that humans have refused to accept. This is our history, this is our ancestry. But most have been dumbed down to a point where history has become so distorted that they now are forgetting, and the only form of information is through a search engine or a fact check. There's a geometry all over London and I can see it after visually studying it for so long. There is an interaction between these structures and the sun, the reflections, the shadows, the angles. This is a very clever science and very well thought out, but it's been taught to us so we are removed from it. It's not an accident that Parliament, Windsor, Castle, Canary Wharf all connect together on one of these ley lines. There is a layout and design that determines a certain flow of energy, whether it's people, water or traffic. This is never an accident. Sacred geometry is not hidden. Ley lines are a science. It is only empires that have steered our beliefs to their own desires. Muffled history to where we want to forget about it. This has made reality so comfortable we have fallen straight into it. Building a skyscraper isn't cheap. It holds an investment, it holds power. It's a visual symbol in society displaying its control. Incredible how you can visually see this when high over London. And it's strange because the city's like a toy town when you step inside it, and when you look at the skyline you see these huge monoliths almost like giving you this sense of power, authority over you. Many don't realise that we are programmed at a subconscious level by symbols, design, advertisement, media, through colour, sound and scent. People's random impulses often come from something they've seen, heard or watched without even realising. Subliminal programming is very real and it's happening most of the time. Beyond that, it's more a way to control our thoughts and actions, visually keep us locked up in someone else's matrix. Have you ever wondered why so much of the natural world is ripped apart by corporations? Because the natural world is our key to activating this consciousness. It keeps us connected. It's a matter of us tuning out of their reality and putting attention to what matters, which is us. Like all material goods, I actually see that money is a form of trickery in itself. Originally created to create trade, we have now traded our minds for that fraudulent system, which is now not even physical, it's just a set of digits. So why do they want to control our thoughts and actions? Well, it's not about money, that's just a tool, it's to control our consciousness. So what is consciousness? Consciousness is our intuition, the spirit, our dream state, the non-physical reality that we feel, smell and sometimes touch. Your consciousness is connected to the source energy that creates all there is. You are part of that and have the ability to manifest anything you want inside it. It's only your thoughts and beliefs that stop you from creating it. You can enter this consciousness through religion or any way that connects you to source. Whatever works, but number one, you have to feel inner peace. Finding that consciousness is not going to happen overnight. So you have to find methods to connect to it, meditation, creativity, connect with nature. You will need your intuition in the coming months, so tune into it. So committed attention attracts supply. So we want our energy to be attracted to light, positivity, but also know when to stand our ground and keep our boundaries up. Keeping self-aware always of the darkness. Remember your environment and what is around you. London used to be a vibrant, creative place. Camden Town has been taken apart. The art and creativity is gone and it was brought by a billionaire who has now put a casino in the market. The market was getting worse before this pandemic, so this was just the icing on the cake, but it's the same in most areas in London. Wherever there's a social scene or a collective of energy, you will find that this area will be soon redeveloped into some financial centre, corporation, or some sort of institution. It's inverting the points of energy, but also sometimes activating points. On the ground level, we are always told it's about making more money. But the people controlling these decisions don't need money. It goes a lot deeper than that. It's creating a physical template, steering society in a certain direction. And over the last year, you can clearly see where this is leading, unless you choose not to. So how have we become so accepting of this? How have we allowed a beautiful, vibrant natural areas to become destroyed? It confuses me that people aren't more awake to these things happening. How is this allowed to happen? Yes, money makes decisions and of course positive investment is good, but people don't want this. So why do we accept it? Behind this situation, there are many shifts happening to which we need to pay attention. There will be no turning back from the economic shift that's about to occur. We are letting leaders lead us blindly and are not being told the truth to what is happening. We could actually have a positive reset, but it isn't looking that way. We have been brought to a place where being subservient is a pleasure. We have to be very conscious of how the world is being manipulated at present and not be drawn into the low vibration. This is something much bigger, and I will go into that in future films and videos. But these ley lines and these points of energies don't just stop on Earth. They stretch right out into our universe and connect to other planets. Okay, you didn't hear that in the mainstream, but you wonder why. So thank you for watching. I look forward to bringing you these concepts in series 2. Bye for now.